Welcome back to the Men's Physique podcast. You'll notice that I am on my own this week. This is going to be a new style of video. Mac has been very, very busy being a dad. We also had a guest lined up. Me and Mac were going to bring on, and he was also, Simon Wilson, he was also busy being a dad. So me not being a dad, the only son I've got is my dog Harry, and I can just shut him away. So it's really, really easy. So yeah, it sounds like it's really hard work being a dad. So hats off to, all you dads out there. I don't think I could do it, honestly. So here we go, new style of video. This is going to be a lot quicker. I'm just going to run through it. I can do a bit more editing. So usually the podcast takes about an hour, 45 minutes to an hour. This I'm probably going to be able to wrap up in like 20 minutes. I'm just going to go over the best physiques that happened on the amateur scene within the UK, but also any pro shows that happened and any pro physiques that I think is worth talking about. I'm going to try and do this weekly. So here we go. We're going to get stuck in. So the only one, to my knowledge, the only show that happened the previous weekend just gone was a Two Bros show, and it was a stacked show, a really, really stacked show, very, very busy. I'm going to get up a photo now to show you how sort of like busy it was. Now, I'm not sure which category this was, but man, that is a busy, busy stage. Like we didn't used to see, we haven't seen stages like this for a long time. PCA finals last year was quite busy, but this reminds me of UK BFF back in the day when they had the pro cards, and we had always had like 20 plus men's physique guys on stage. It was mayhem. This reminds me of that, and it's because the season's getting busier. It's hotting up. This was essentially 4 weeks out, I believe, from True Athlete, which is IFBB Pro qualifier held by Two Bros in the London XL Arena, middle of August. So it is getting busier. A lot of top level guys are coming out now to get their regional qualification to be able to compete for True Athletes. So we are seeing some good standard of competitors, but also high numbers as well. So like I say, Two Bros aren't the best to give updates of who is who in the pictures and what categories they are, but I'll do my best to cover it. Okay, so I'll just go over the overall lineup, which was is a stacked overall lineup. There's some good physiques on here. This is the chap that won in the middle here. If I get any of your names wrong, I do apologize, but yeah, I believe he's called Dre. Very, very good physique. He took the overall win, coached by Corey from Raw Coaching. And you can see, very, very nice physique on this guy. He wasn't the biggest in the overall lineup, and this is just to prove, men's physique isn't all about size. He just has the aesthetics. He has the men's physique shape, and his posing was very, very good. And that is very important for, obviously, men's physique. He's round in the right areas, very tight midsection. This is a great, great physique to bring to the stage. And, it was enough to take the overall on this day. You can see how tight he was in his conditioning here. Very nice, very round muscle bellies as well. Definitely deserved the win, in my opinion. It was close. It was between him and one other, which I will go through, but you can see how tight his midsection is there and how detailed these abs are. Men's physique, abs are very, very important. This is why it baffles my mind when you see men's physique guys, especially in the amateur circuit, and they don't actually train abs. And then they don't place. They might have great size, but if you don't have abs, it can really make a big difference. There's only a certain amount of guys in the pro circuit that's doing very, very well, that has average midsection, that still does well. Like Diogo Montenegro is one of them. But yeah, Ryan Terry, for example, wouldn't be where he is if he didn't have that solid midsection. So it is very important. But yeah, congratulations to, I believe his name is Dre Daly. I'm guessing that's what your name is. Yeah. Yeah. Dad as well, PCA pro athlete. You can tell he's a decent standard here. I mean, I guess this is when he won his PCA pro card. What a look. Very, very good men's physique look. So congratulations to Dre. Like I said, it was for me, seeing the pictures, I wasn't at this show, but for me, it was between these two here. First, and I would say second place right here. Personally, I would give this guy third. Now, I know these two, I believe, are both coached by Jace. These two, a little bit too muscular, in my opinion, a little bit more bodybuilder. Very nice physiques and very impressive. But to me, just not quite men's physique compared to these three here. So this is who I would have in the top three. I don't know. I believe you only get placed in the overalls for Two Bros. Only the winner finds out who wins the overalls, so you don't get the placings. But if I was judging this from what I've seen from the updates, it'd be first, second, third. But either way, all physiques here, as you can see, phenomenal physiques. Let's check out this guy. So here we are, we're on Jace's page now. So congratulations, Jace, for bringing in 2 guys into the overall lineup into the Two Bros Pro show that's just been. So yeah, as you can see there, what a men's physique look right there. And then he also had, I believe it's in the same picture here, bear with me, this chap here. So Coach Newman, very nice physique you brought to the stage. I think potentially posing let you down, in my opinion. From what I've seen from updates, this front shot here, it doesn't do you justice. I would bin that one off personally. If you did that on stage, which I think you may have done, it's nowhere near as strong as this. This is much stronger pose for you. It just shows that V-taper much stronger. A little bit too blocky with the front on pose with the 2 hands on the waist. Not many people can pull that one off. Back shot, unbelievably good. Very, very strong here. Lovely V-taper, lovely lat insertions. Hits the pose perfect too. You know, it was, in my opinion, it was a very fine margin between the 2 of you. In doing that pose, if you did that pose in the overall, I believe that could have been the difference between getting 1st and 2nd place. Maybe the guy that got 1st as well, Dre, I think he may have been a little bit tighter as well. The conditioning was a little bit better. So just a couple of small little tweaks there, a little bit better conditioning and binning off that 2 hands on the hip pose. You know, you could have been in with a shot of getting that overall there. But either way, fantastic, fantastic condition here. Just need a little bit more, but shape and structure is certainly there. I'm very excited to see what he does for the rest of the season. I don't know what his game plans are, if he's going to be doing more shows. But yeah, this is a very nice look. Very nice look indeed. Again, nice cap delts, round muscle bellies. Good taper here. You can see his waist isn't quite small enough to hit that double hands on the hip front pose. So yeah, if you do watch this one, I would bin that off. But in general, you have got an extremely good physique and lots of potential. So I'm excited to see what you do with the rest of your season. And then next up, who I would have had 3rd in the overalls personally is Scott Irish. So he's a tall competitor. I believe he was the tall class for Two Bros. And again, really nice shape and structure. A nice men's physique look overall, as you can see here, really nice. This is a nice pose. I'm seeing this one becoming very popular in the IFBB ranks. It's one that I've actually personally adopted myself. The 2 hands, slight twist on the hips pose, and he pulls it off nicely. Areas for improvement for me is the back. Just a little bit more density and lat width essentially would go a long way. Also maybe a little bit touch more conditioning here. But again, this is a regional. We've got to take into account a lot of these guys aren't peaking 100% for the regional. It'll be for the IFBB Pro qualifiers. I don't know if he did peak 100% for this regional, but yeah, I would say a little bit more conditioning here, a little bit more size in the back, and to match the front, because the front shot that's a very strong front shot. Good calves as well, really good calves. So yeah, fair play to Scott Irish. Like I said, I would say 3rd place here in that overall lineup. And there was him in his category win. So in his class win, very, very dominating there. Lovely pose, like I said before. So yeah, congratulations, Scott Irish. That's a very nice look. And again, lots of potential with that physique. And like I said, it's all sort of leading up to the True Athlete. I mean, a lot of the other pro qualifiers or big shows are not in the UK and not to the end of the year, which is about, well, I believe from this weekend, it's actually 12 weeks out, which doesn't actually sound like too long now. But yeah, a lot of the guys are going to be peaking for this one within the UK. So this is the True Athlete IFBB Pro qualifier, and we're only a few weeks away now. They've recently released the men's physique lineup, the pro lineup, which does look like a very, very strong lineup. So yeah, Romeo, Jeffrey Darko, Bebo, David Hammond, Christoph. A lot of good physiques here. A lot of good physiques here. If I had to, looking at this lineup right now and knowing these physiques, if I had to pick a winner for me, there's only one winner. There's only one winner, and that's the big black Ghana man, as he goes by on Instagram, Jeffrey Darko. For me, he is the epitome of men's physique. That's such a strong look. The V-taper on this guy is absolutely nuts. If you don't know who he is, you will get to know him soon. He is going to be doing extremely, extremely well. I do believe he has the potential to place top 15 in the Olympia, in my opinion. But yeah, just look at this guy's physique. Like, as I said before, like, he's not even really properly posing here. This is where he flares his lats, and just look at that. Look at that taper. You don't get many waists like this with this much size up top. And again, from the back, he's very, very strong like that. It looks photoshopped, doesn't it? Because of how good it is. Obviously, it's not. Like, that is just his genetics. And sometimes the genetics are just so big in men's physique game. Like, some people just can't compete with that. That is unbelievable. Like, some top level pros commenting on this, like Ben Quill, for example, saying, oh yeah, let's get it. Like, he knows, like, this is a very, very strong physique. So in my opinion, this is who's going to win the True Athlete Pro Show. Just one more update from him as a video, because honestly, like, just look at this. That is crazy, man. If I was pumping up backstage and I saw him, I'd just go home. Yeah, so in my opinion, he's going to be taking the True Athlete 100%. If anyone's going to rival him, it could be this guy, Fibo Gamba Carter. I think I'm saying your name right. Apologies if I'm getting it wrong. I am not great with names, but this is a very nice physique as well. Basically, big delts, big chest, big arms, and it just makes that waist look really, really small. This is, again, a really solid pose. We're seeing it more and more. I'm telling it all the time. This was, 33 weeks ago. This is pretty much last season, but if he comes back better than that, then he is going to be a top level physique for Jeffrey Darko to beat for sure. He hasn't really posted many updates by the looks of things recently, but yeah, just looking at some of his stage shots from last year, he's got a really nice men's physique look, in my opinion as well. So yeah, he could be one for Jeffrey to watch out for. Brings really nice conditioning to the stage and just really nice round muscle bellies. He knows how to pose as well. Like, he's posing to his strength there. He's showing some nice top line still. Like, we can see that back lat there. We've seen some nice delts across the top line, but he's keeping that waist nice and small. So he knows how to pose, which is going to definitely play to his strength. So from the back, pretty good from the back too. He's not really missing anything. He is quite a complete person. The only downside is when he stands to the back. Obviously, his waist compared to Jeffrey Darko's waist from the back, it has a night and day difference. So that's why I think Jeffrey's going to take it personally. But this guy is still a very good competitor. And, I think he will push Jeffrey for sure. So moving on to the pro leagues now, we had two big pro shows over the course of the weekend. And one of them, which was big news and a little bit of a hot topic on the internet, was the Atlanta Pro, where Jeremy Potvin secured his win and his Olympia ticket. So congratulations to Jeremy. I do think he brought a slightly better package than he did on the previous week. Personally, I do believe he deserved this win. However, it was very, very close. A lot of people are saying Jeremy only got it because of his name, and he's got a bit of a bigger following and things like that. I don't believe that at all. I do think it was just down to Jeremy's physique. It was very, very nice on the day. So we'll get on to Jeremy in a minute. This is the chap that came second place, so who was pushing Jeremy, Ismael Martinez. Now, this is a really nice physique, really good. Again, brings that condition, knows how to pose really nicely. This is his eye walk from the Atlanta Pro. And from the front, I actually believe he did have Jeremy Potvin beat. But from the back, not that this is a weak back, and he really brought the condition, as you can see here, but Jeremy just has the oval shape and size from the back. The taper on Jeremy Potvin's back is just absolutely crazy. Again, because he's got a very, very small waist, but also he just had the muscle insertion and muscle bellies. But it was close. It was very close. But for me, just the back just edged it. If you see him from the front here, that to me is like, again, the epitome of men's physique. Really, really nice, solid midsection, lovely tapered into the waist. Nice muscle bellies, nice and round, and he knows how to pose. Pretty basic routine, to be honest, but it certainly got the job done. I think all this guy needs to do, I think he will get an Olympia qualification this year if he continues to compete. He's not far away, and like, you've got to remember, Jeremy Potvin's one of the best in the game. He's an OG. He's been around for a long, long time. So for this guy to push Jeremy Potvin is really, really good, and I think he will get his Olympia qualification. To be competitive, to place at the Olympia, I think he just needs a little bit more size overall, mainly in the back, like back density, but also a little bit more back width there. But that's about it. Like, this is as I said before, a very nice look. Congratulations to Ismael Martinez. This is Absolutely brilliant. Just keep going, my man. Like if he carries on competing, like I said, he will be at the Olympia this year. So let's compare the two together, right? So this is Ismail next to Jeremy Potvin. And like I said, from the front, yeah, this might just be my personal opinion. I'm not an IFBB judge. I'm just a massive fan of men's physique. So I just give my opinions on how I see it. I do follow the sport very closely. To me, he did have Jeremy beat from the front. I will say that. I mean, Jeremy's midsection is quite average. Yes, he has a lovely taper, but again, this is not the best Jeremy Potvin we've seen before. We've seen him much bigger and fuller in the past. And at 100% Jeremy Potvin, this would have been, you know, an easy win for Jeremy. But he wasn't 100% here. You can see from here, he just looks a little bit flat still compared to his best. In the chest, in the delts, in the arms, and that midsection is really lacking. You compare the midsections, for example, Ismail definitely had him beat from the front. This may have been the reason why he posted this picture. I don't know. But either way, I don't think there's beef between them. And like I say, it was just from the back. If you have a little look from the back, again, it is close. Like, Ismail hasn't beat on condition. You can see here the conditioning is really nice. But for me, if you look at Jeremy Potvin's waist, that's what done it. It just shows that V taper so much nicer there. And again, so it is more so genetics that had him beat, unfortunately, for Ismail, because size, in condition, fullness, he peaked better. It's just, yeah, genetics that I think got Jeremy through on this occasion, which can happen, you know, in this sport, frustrating as it is. But that being said, it was like, it must have been a hard time for the judges to call this one, because it was very close between them. So if we look at Jeremy from the week before, you can see he is just a little bit flat, a little bit less detail in there, and he just doesn't have as much pop to his muscle if you compare him to his win on the weekend just gone. So here we go. Here's his posing routine from the Atlanta Pro. Again, nothing crazy with his routine. You don't need to keep it crazy. You know, this is pretty basic, but it definitely gets the job done. And you can see how tiny this guy's waist is from the back. Very nice. I think, to be honest, like, the condition was there. He is conditioned. I think he just needed a bit more fullness to his physique to make it just pop a little bit more. Like I said, we've seen him much fuller in the past, but he secured his Olympia invite with this, and that's all he needed to do. Now, I presume he's going to take time off to bring an unbelievable look to the Olympia. And 100% Jeremy Potvin, in my opinion, can get into that top 10 again, for sure. It's if he will bring that 100% Jeremy Potvin. That's the question. And just as a reference point, in case people don't think I know what I'm talking about, this is him. Basically, he's saying it himself, you know, he needs to come in fuller for the next one. Look how big and round his chest is here, his delts, his arms. Again, he didn't bring this to the Atlanta Pro. If he brings this to the Olympia, that is next level to me. Like, that is so much better. So I don't quite know what's going on with his peak for his shows. He definitely doesn't come in quite as round and as bubbly as this. But like I say, if he brings this for the Olympia, this sort of look right here, that's a top 10 look, in my opinion. Unbelievable. Look at the chest striations there. Didn't see anything like that. Although you don't want to do that on a men's physique stage. You don't want to be tensioning your chest or anything like that. But you can tell how much bigger and fuller, rounder he is there. So it might be to do with, look at that, that's nuts. It might be to do with his drying out protocol, which makes him flatten off a little bit, which can happen. But yeah, he just isn't quite as full. So I want to see a full Jeremy Potvin for the Olympia. And I want to see him get a top 10 because I do really rate his physique. I think he looks unbelievable. We just got to see him at 100%. And so we go on to the next pro show, which was the Vancouver Pro Show, which I thought was a really interesting one again. And it's going to prove yet again, you know, the biggest guy on stage isn't getting the wins, which I absolutely love to see. So I believe it's Jason Hume, I believe is how you say his name, gets the first place. But I wanted to cover the top 3 first of all. So the third place goes by Most Shredded, which is Drew Cullen. I've been following this guy for a while. He's got a very nice physique to him. Brings great condition to the stage. So we can have a little look at his eye walk. It's not the official video here. It's just someone took in the crowd. But Yeah, I really like this guy's shape. He could probably do a bit. He's not got blessed with the smallest of waist, but he poses to his advantage. You can see here, he's quite blocking the waist when he walks forward. So that's why when he poses, you know, he really has quite a twist to his waist to hide that wide waist, but he's got the top line to really back it off. And from the back, you know, he has got really good condition, as you can see here. Got nice wide lats. So yeah, he's got a great shape to him, good calves on him. Nice posing routine, quite basic. Again, gets the job done, holds the pose as well. And that midsection is very crispy, which I absolutely love. I do believe that's the reason why he potentially got that third place here. It's a good placing for him. Do I think he could get to the Olympia? Maybe. I do think he has the potential to get there, and I'd like to see him there because, like I said, this is a great physique. You can just see how crispy his back condition is here. That is nuts. That's hard to achieve. If you're like this, if he is a classic bodybuilder, for example, you know for a fact his glutes are going to be in as well. Absolutely peeled. So yeah, congratulations here to Drew. This is a really nice physique. And yeah, just got to keep going to see if he can secure that Olympia qualification. And the next guy who came second is Mehdi Kapaj. I think that's how you say his name. Very good look. Again, he competed a week prior, and he got a top 6 in a pretty stacked lineup. So he's in the mix for sure. And like I say, he came second again. Like absolutely wicked condition here. Really nice condition. So yeah, this is him in a lineup in the week before, which I believe he may have got 5th or 6th. But yeah, so moving up to second place this time is a really good achievement. So yeah, congratulations to him on this lineup. Just missing out to Jason here. He doesn't give too many updates, unfortunately. So in terms of video content, but you can see he's just very crispy, nice, round and bubbly, and definitely deserved that second placing here. But to me, Jason was the clear winner. And he's on a bit of a roll because he competed a couple of weeks before, just 1 week before. This is where he beat Jeremy Potvin in a well-deserved win here. Again, I think it was just mainly down to Jeremy Potvin not being at 100%. If he was, Potvin would have taken this one. But yeah, Jason's been doing very well. So that's 2 pro show wins now under his belt. I don't know if he's going to continue or if he's going to shut it down now and to wait for the Olympia. But yeah, this is a great look. This is obviously his eye walk from the week previous. And just the conditioning is there. The posing is there. He has got a very nice full package look. Do I think he'll come top 15 in the Olympia? I don't think he will, unfortunately, but he has got a great look. And I wouldn't say it's a definite no to the top 15. There is potential there, but with the amount of guys going to compete and the caliber at the Olympia this year, I don't think he'll scrape it, but I could be wrong. This is just a reminder to all you guys out there that, you know, scale weight really doesn't matter. This is a very short transformation, just a month between. And you can see the scale weight difference there is quite a substantial amount, 14 pounds. That's a lot. And yeah, gone from 5th place to 1st place here. So yeah, it's not all about scale weight. You don't want to be the biggest guy on the stage. You just need to ensure that you bring that condition, because a lot of people will look at him here on the left and think, yeah, he's got condition. But that's the difference. That's the difference right there. You know, there's always more you can get off, and you can always get more crispy. And that can be the difference between placing and not placing. And like I say, that's from a 5th place position here, sorry, to an Olympia qualification in the space of a month. All he had to do was just dig a little bit more. So sometimes patience, this is for anyone in prep, you know, patience. Make sure that you are in true condition before you do get on stage. Or if you're not quite in true condition at a regional, for example, you don't quite get the placing you want, don't give up. Don't throw in the towel like Jason's done here. You know, he just kept digging and got what he wanted just a short month later, which is absolutely insane. So all credit to him. And I'm looking forward to seeing how he does at the Olympia. So that is it, boys. That is it. That is the cover of this week's episode. So like I said, there wasn't too much going on within the UK, and I just wanted to cover those 2 pro shows because they were very entertaining pro shows with, yeah, like I said, a little bit of controversy online between the decision making, but I think it was the right decision for sure. And I would have judged it the same, although that was a very close battle with Jeremy Potvin there. But it is what it is, and I'm excited for the rest of the season to see who else is going to secure those Olympia qualifications, especially as I will be at the Olympia this year. So thanks for watching, guys. Next week, there won't be an episode. The reason being is I'll be in peak week myself. Plus, there's not many shows going on. In the UK, there's only a UK Up show, which they don't put out too many updates for. And to my knowledge, there's not any big pro shows. If there is, then I'll just cover it the week after. And I can also cover the Two Bro show that I'll be competing in, which is going to be a stacked show because it's only 2 weeks then before the True Athlete competition IFBB Pro qualifier. So I know there's some big heavy hitters going for that show, including some PCA pros. So we'll see how I get on. And I'm very much looking forward to it. So thanks for tuning in, guys. If you prefer this style of video much quicker rather than like an hour long sort of thing, then just let me know and I'll keep running with these. Or if you prefer me to have guests on or co-hosting with Macca, let me know. I'm still going to do co-hosting with Macca, but obviously he is a very busy man these days. So it is hard to pin him down. So if he can't do it, then I'll just do it solo like this. And if you guys prefer it, then yeah, I can just bash out more of these. So thanks for tuning in. Make sure you like, subscribe to the video, and I'll see you in the next one.